Welcome, ladies and gents, back to another episode of Anime Brothers. We're doing this one in the morning, so I do not have my beer. It's more of a pre-workout, but hey, we get it going. All right, as always, I'm your man. We'll say Daddy Man, I guess. We'll go with that one.
Change your name.
I know.
We will not call you that.
Y'all ain't gotta call me that. I never expect you to.
That. Yeah, you ain't my man.
You ain't my daddy.
But around these parts, it's Daddy Man, all right? So, off to the left-hand side is the ever so ill, tie so fly. Quiet Jams off to the bottom left. He's going to whisper all the sweet nothings that you need to hear about anime. And then we have Disciple Dashni. He's going to prophesize all of the best things and maybe rash a little bit. We never know. Let's get to it. Time to ante up, Anime Brothers.
Alrighty.
Go.
Here comes another episode, another quick confession. Today's episode is a hero's rage. Sorry, totally forgot about it. Sorry, we talking a lot. We're talking a lot today. All right, things come in and go out. So I wanted a confession. Since you can't really like rage out in public. I mean, let's be honest. You know.
I mean, you can. You just probably end up in jail after.
Yeah. You know,
true.
For black dudes, we don't have that luxury. All right, we can't just go out in public and just start yelling and screaming and transform. All right, you just can't do that. So I figured we're gonna twist it a little bit. And I was gonna say straight up Mario Kart, but you know what? Tell me a rage moment when you were raged out in a video game. I was gonna say Mario Kart, but you know, sometimes you rage, sometimes you don't. No, I don't usually rage in Mario Kart because Mario Kart's an easy one. All right. So what set you off in Mario Kart? Go.
Oh, you want all of us to just do Mario Kart?
I would say.
I'll say what everybody wants to say. Everybody wants to say what sets you off in Mario Kart when you about to win, when you in first place, and some little jag-off gets a blue shell and hits you right before you cross the line. Somebody passes you. And you don't even end up in second. You end up in third or fourth or fifth because by the time you can actually recover, 3-4 cars have gone past you.
Yes. Facts. All right.
I mean, though, that's like, honestly, like, that's part of the game that's expected with the blue shell. My worst raging Mario Kart moment, it comes from Mario Kart 64. Wario Stadium.
That's what I was gonna say.
Wario is the worst because you have that big ass jump, and the thing is, it's not even like the blue shell, like anything in the fucking. If you get hit with a red shell when you about to get that jump, a green shell we get that jump, somebody got a lightning and just holds onto the lightning, waiting for you to get that jump. You fall all the way down, and you're in last place immediately. Unless someone's absolutely trash, you don't make that jump, you're in last place. Like. And it's the worst because people will hoard their weapons just to make sure. Like, and I know I'm one of them. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, one of them is part of the game. But it's just like when it happens to you and you don't make that jump, it is the most frustrating thing ever. Because by that point, like where you fall is so far behind to get back to that jump part. You're like almost damn near guaranteed not to win that level.
You ever missed the jump twice?
Oh,
twice in a row?
That's gotta hurt.
Yeah,
somebody with a vendetta against you does that. They definitely do that.
Yeah, if I'm missing that jump twice, I'm putting down the controller. Like, I'm putting down the controller. Yeah, if I get screwed over twice, I'm putting down the controller. I'm not playing again. I mean, I'm not playing the rest of that match. That's ridiculous.
So I got two rage moments for Mario Kart. First rage is all the cheaters. People who on Wario Stadium that take that first jump to like jump literally to like basically the end.
He's only mad.
Which version we talking about?
64.
Okay.
Because you can make that cheat jump. There's in that one, and there's another. I forget which other level there is, but there's Rainbow Road has a cheat jump.
Yep.
And there's I forget which one. But anyways, all the cheat jumps.
I'm not risking that on Rainbow Road. Not in the 64 version. I'm not risking that. I'm not risking that because you could easily fall off of that.
I'm just saying, I know I've had Jamil cornered, and he's used to cheat. I know I've had him cornered, and he used to cheat on me. Just saying. All right, just for all the people out there. My other rage moment is when it's a close race, right? No cheats, no nothing. Like you're just racing straight up, like head to head, and you get through and you get that first one. You're just gonna rage in like joy and happiness. Put your controller down. And then you point to the person that you just beat, like, I handled you, like, let's go, just ripping. That's the other rage moment that I
have. A happy rage moment.
I know, right?
A rage moment's a rage moment.
I mean, that's just more like bragging and being boastful. Just being an ass. That's how I feel like.
It's not a rage.
It's called being a bad winner. See, what? He doesn't win enough, so he doesn't know. But like in Mario Kart, like, well, first off, if I was cheating, it was because I tried to cheat in the beginning and you got ahead. So like that let's be honest. So like if I was that far behind and I needed to cheat, I was probably already behind because I cheated, something like that. But my rage moment was literally dashing. Yeah, I mean, Mario Kart 64, they let you cheat. It was Wario Stadium. Like, he's a cheater by nature. That's what he's supposed to be. I'm a Wario. I'm not gonna win. That was my boy.
Hated when it happened to me.
I do.
All right.
I remember that.
Hated when that happened to me.
Yeah, but you also loved that moment when you have
doing it to other people. Yeah, it's always it is. Doing it to other people works. When it's done to you, it's the worst feeling ever.
Right, you go boom, Zeus.
I'll be damned if I get caught with that twice. I'll be damned if I get caught with that twice.
I like Toad.
Like someone gonna owe you a fade if that happens, man.
But you like Toad because he's your boy?
Yeah, he's my boy, and every time he won, he was like, "I'm number one." Like, I am.
That's how he sounded.
That's how he sounded.
Yeah, he did.
Man,
I like when Ty played Toad. I like Toad because he's easy to body. Like, I'm playing Wario. Like, boom, get him. Like, there's no point. Just get out of my way.
True. I got squashed a lot, especially after a lightning bolt.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, people used to run over me. It was unfortunate.
All right, so where we going? What were some of your favorite anime rage moments?
All right. Break it into it. Who wants it first?
Let me go. I never go first. Let's do this. I actually never have any knowledge about none of this nonsense, so I'm on it today.
Go ahead.
Show me you going Super Saiyan, Chris. Get it.
Damn. So mine, I'm gonna go 3, 2, 1. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So
are you doing it all at once?
Huh?
You doing it all at once?
Yes.
All right.
I know. I kind of thought we'd trade. That's all right.
If y'all want to trade, what y'all want to do? Because I was just gonna rattle off all mine. What's up? What y'all want to do?
I like a little back and forth, man.
Yeah. Go back and forth, but definitely start with You start though.
I like that. Though. You ranked them. You ranked yours.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
All right. I didn't rank mine, but go ahead.
I'm about to do mine.
Yeah, y'all rank yours as I start talking. My number 3 is Attack on Titan when Eren first turns into a Titan. His first go around, basically you think that homeboy's just gonna die. You know he's not because he's the main character, but I mean, he saves Armin, throws him out of the Titan. He's trying his best to get out, gets his arm chomped off. He's in the belly of the beast basically, and instead of falling into despair, he just gets so angry. He just has this rage moment, and like anybody else in the series would have just been like, oh, it's over for me, whatever. Nah, he was like, I'm gonna kill them all. I gotta kill them all. And that rage, he didn't even know that was gonna make him turn into a Titan, but he just there punches through the Titan that ate him with the regenerated arm that was cut off, opens the Titan up, stomps on the back of his neck, and then he just starts going for him. Like, he's punching Titan so hard that his fist is literally breaking off and then coming back. Every single Titan he goes after, right? He just basically he goes for the kill shot on everything. Knocks one of the Titans straight up. He squads up in like a Muay Thai defense, hits the dude with a left hook and takes his whole head off, and then stomps on the back of his neck. he just starts going after. He goes after so many Titans basically till he gets just worn out from exhaustion because he just can't go anymore. Like that's ultimate rage right there. Especially not even knowing you have that power in you.
See that part, like even though I love Attack on Titan, that scene almost didn't make any sense to me because I do just sitting in stomach acid, and we're hearing this stuff. Someone's like, "Boy, you should be dissolving right now."
Remember, the Titans don't actually have stomach acid. What they have is because they talked about every single time when the Titan will eat and then all of a sudden regurgitate like a ball of what he ate or whatever after so long, and it's never the body's being eaten up and whatever. So they don't really have like legit stomach acid.
See, when I first watched it, I had like because people were talking about Attack on Titan, but like nobody said anything about characters. So like I had no idea who was the main character. So I'm watching this first episode and I'm thinking like a lot of these guys could be main characters, and they were just getting eaten.
Yo.
Eaten. I was like, damn. Damn. Right off the bat.
Yeah. It was like Game of Thrones, man. That's the only episode of Attack on Titan I've ever watched. And I'm like, wait a second. All these characters aren't people that I should be invested in. Oh, okay. My bad.
They get murked easy.
So mine was like, I mean, I'm not ranking mine, but one of my favorite, also from Attack on Titan, but this is specifically Eren's final battle with Annie, the female Titan. Because when you discover, because during this battle, you discover that they find out that Annie's the female Titan, and they're trying to trap her underground. So she can't transform into her Titan form. Because in the beginning, like when Chris was talking about, when they were on a mission before Annie transformed into the female Titan, she went after Eren, and they were going back and forth or whatever. And Annie just kind of squared up on him. Like she got the jump on Eren and managed and straight up kicked his head off because she did her pose and Eren was shocked. And so Annie just completely took his head off. But the next time around, Eren was like, they were ready to try and trap Annie, but she caught wind of it and she transformed into a female Titan and was trying to run. But like Eren, like they're determined to stop him because it's just like Eren has a grudge against Titans because the Titans killed his mom when he was a kid and destroyed their district and forced them to move into the walls. And so Eren, they're going back at it. They're going fighting like, and Annie's still a better fighter than Eren, and she kind of messes him up, and like she's trying to run away. But the thing about it is, what Eren's like, the show is called Attack on Titan, but like specifically, Eren's like you find out like later on. Actually, they didn't even go into the. I ain't gonna discuss that. But Eren is like she throws him to a pile of buildings, and Eren just like he's in his thoughts in his Titan form. He's just like, damn. He's just like, I can't stand this. I hate this. Like I hate all Titans. Like I will kill them all, and just goes into this rage mode. Like you see, kind of like let up. Like his veins are kind of like lit up now in his eyes and his face, and then he just charges to lose control and goes after Annie. And he beats the living crap out of her. Like she's trying to run for it. I mean, it comes from the back, grabs her from the head, and like pulls her back and just.
You're too far away from your mic.
Too far away from the mic.
My bad. My bad. So he grabs her face. He grabs her face and like from the back, and he's just like pulling on her, and he's like beats the living crap out of her, and they're going toe to toe. Like Annie tries to Annie creates some separation, and so she's climbing up the wall. Like she hardens her fingers, tips, and like create separation by punching Eren, and she's trying to climb up the walls to get out. And then Mikasa, probably one of my favorite characters in the whole show, just comes through and just like cuts Annie's fingers right below where she hardened them. So and then you see the look on Annie's face, like, oh crap. And then as soon as and then the Titans can regenerate, but it's still gonna take some time. But now that Annie got no fingers, Eren just comes in while still in rage mode and just starts wailing on Annie so much that he's even breaking his own arms. Like his arms are like shattered. So then he goes and just bites off Annie's like neck. The Titans, like he just bites off the Titan's neck, and he's gonna go and he's still in rage mode that he's about to kill Annie. But they needed Annie alive, but Eren's in rage mode, so it's like he's not controlling it, and he's just like consumed by anger, and he's about to kill Annie. And then she's just like, oh, nope, Titan defense. And then encases herself in glass. And then Mikasa has to come and save Eren for himself and just cuts off the back of his neck and pulls Eren out. No, man, it wasn't Mikasa. It was Levi. He's just like another G, one of the OGs.
Yeah.
Please.
But yeah, that's specifically one of my favorite moments of Hero Rage.
I got a rage moment from Akemi got killed. It is Akemi when she's fighting against Asdef. It's literally like the last battle. Basically, Asdef, female commander. She has ice power, and she's a very good swordswoman. She's basically just straight outpowering Akame. She has her like down pinned, like standing over her with her heel and her sword like at her like neck area, like just basically about to like finish her off. And then Akame just screams out and like just and then Asdef gets pushed back by like the scream and the power. And then Akame grabs her sword, and her sword is it's a demonic sword, and the sword name is Marasami. And she cuts herself with the sword. So the significance of this is her sword, whenever she kills someone, it remembers that person's kill and like, you know, draws in like their power into the sword, and like it stays in the sword forever. So like every time she kills a person, it keeps building up. So when she cut herself, it was basically taking in all that power into herself, and like you could see like the marks coming on her arms and her legs and stuff, and like she just fully powers up, and her eye changes color, and you can see like the demonic symbols in her eye, in her eyeball, just going in circles. So like she just straight rages from there. And then
So did she know that was gonna happen though by cutting herself?
Yeah, she knew that. Last resort. Yeah. So Asdef's like, holy crap, you just went full on demonic. And she was like, I'm going to finish you before it takes over. Because like the sword, if she's in that mode too long, that demonic sword, Murasame, will literally take over her body. But anyways, like she just straight powers up, goes in. It's probably like 3-minute battle, and she just straight handles Asdef, ends up cutting Asdef, but Asdef has to cut her arm off because the sword in this state, once it cuts you, it like the poison or whatever will just start crawling up from wherever you get cut. So she cuts her arm off. She still thinks she has the upper hand, Asdef, but Akame just straight up overpowers her, and she actually doesn't actually kill her. Asdef ends up killing herself. So, because she didn't want to die by Akame. But
that's weak.
Didn't even get the satisfaction. Ouch.
For real? Like, that's so lame.
So
I'd be tight.
Asdef, because she can like control ice, she turned herself to ice and then just broke.
Oh. That's even lamer. Come on now. Like, nah,
so
guys. I'm out. I'm out.
Yo, that is so anticlimactic. It's like, yo, I'm getting my ass beat, but I don't really want to die by hair hand, so I'm just going to kill myself.
Yep.
I mean, I guess Japanese culture. Like, okay, I know I'm beaten.
What a cop out. But that's like, I don't know, like what Seppuku?
Yeah.
That is like, that's like their honor or tradition. That's the way of the samurai code. This is just petty. Like, yo, like, nah. I won't give you the satisfaction to kill me. I'll just kill myself. What?
Yep. But yeah, that's that breaking point for Akame.
All right. So I got one for you guys. So Rising of the Shield Hero, episode 8, Cursed Shield. Little background on Rising of the Shield Hero. Our hero is Naofumi. He's joined by the Archer Hero, Spear Hero, and Sword Hero, who don't matter because I don't know their names, and they're all trash people, so it's all good. He's the Shield Hero, so all these other heroes are like, yo, nobody wants to be on your team. Like, a Shield Hero is essentially a support character. Everyone's like, yo, it's a different world, and so it's like an isekai anime, and they're like, yo, nobody wants to play a Shield Hero in video games because, like, you know, he's a support character. Like, why would I want to be on your team? And so wait,
so this is another anime where someone gets transported to a video game, or is that just around?
It's not a video game essentially. It's another world but it's video game like. If
Okay.
so, like he's like walking down the streets of Japan one day, and he just ends up in another world, and like as he
But
gets
mysteriously out of nowhere.
yeah, mysteriously out of nowhere. Like apparently they
What?
summoned him there. So like because he has the power to wield the shield. But like everything comes up, like he can like see his hit points, and he can see like, you know, items in his inventory and stuff like that. So it's like video game like, but like they summoned him there from another world. Yeah, that's kind of how they dance around that. But nobody wants to be on this guy's team because they're like, you know, the shield hero is trash. They historically just like there's a church of the three that they worship all the other heroes except for him, and so he ends up in this thing, and like he can't fight for himself. He literally can't even touch a weapon because if he does, it like burns his hand. And so like a mage chick, like eventually goes, all right, well, I'll be on your team and I'll fight with you and all this other stuff. And that mage chick is the king's daughter, and so everyone's like, wow, right? And so fast forward to later that night, they go stay at like a tavern or an inn, and like she wakes up screaming that night because like she's like, yo, he was in my room and he was on top of me and all this other stuff, and he's been a perfect gentleman the entire time. He was like outside the room and like, you know, trying to guard the door and all this other stuff. And so like the king doesn't like this, and so like they go back to the castle, and they're like, yo, we can't believe you do this, like we can't banish you because you're the shield hero and we need you. And like all the while, like she's like laughing about it, like ha ha ha. Now he'll never level up and all this other stuff. So he ends up having to buy a slave to fight for him, right? And so that's Raftalia. She's like a little girl at the time. We find out later that she levels up, and actually every time she levels up, she grows up. So she ends up being like a grown ass woman by the end of the series. But let's see. So, you know, they basically treat him like trash, like Naruto style, like Hidden Leaf. Like he walks through the town, like they won't sell him stuff. They won't help him at all, even though they really actually need his help. And so we fast forward a little bit, and after he has Reptalia, he has to go to this town, right? This is where the hero moment starts. He has to go to this town where one of the heroes, the other heroes, like went there, slayed a dragon, and basically everyone in the town is like getting sick. You know, these noxious fumes are coming from the mountain, and they go up to this mountain and find out that the dragon didn't actually die. It's like living undead, right? And so like the dragon is just there chilling. It's like, you know, in a video game, you know, it's like
wait. So is it undead or is it living? Or do they call it a living undead?
It's like they don't actually have a name for it. It's a dragon, but it's like,
is it a zombie dragon?
It's like a zombie dragon. Like the flesh is falling off of it, and he breathes noxious fumes, but he didn't do that when he was alive. So it's like, you know, it's like phase 2 of a boss fight. You know, like the boss died, but now you got to kill him again, right? And he's even stronger than he was last time, because so he can look at him and see the boss's level or see the dragon's level, and the level, you know, is question mark, which in any video game ain't good. If you fight a question mark level enemy, you need to run away. So he goes up to him
trying to prove something.
He was trying to prove something, but because all these people in this town, he actually cares for people. He's actually like a non-trash person, as opposed to his other hero counterparts, which, you know, they kill this guy. They're like, yeah, you're welcome. Like the town paid them to kill this guy, to kill this dragon, and like they walked away, like thinking the job was done, without cleaning up the corpse. And so now for me, Raftalia, and then this little bird chick thing that they acquire at some point, Philo, go up to this dragon, and like, you know, Philo is like this like chocobo almost, from like Final Fantasy, and she's like ready to fight. She goes in to fight, and like dragon goes, eats her, kills her, game over, right? And so now for me, like he can't fight, so he's like sitting there. He flashes back to all the bad stuff that's happened to him, all the other people that have like rejected him, this like, you know, rape charge he got and all this other stuff. He goes full rage mode. He starts hearing stuff like, oh no, he starts seeing it. Do you seek power? Do you hate everything? Right? And so he gets this like black aura, eyes turn red, bursts into flames, and his shield bursts into flames. And so like he gets this all-consuming hatred of everything, and like he ends up having like the shield. The shield like transforms a little bit every single time he gets an upgrade. He has a shield that he's never been able to attack with, but like, you know, the dragon hits him, boom, and like the dragon gets his hand burned and all this other stuff, and he goes, all right, I can beat him with this, right? And so like he's just like in this zone, and as like he's in this zone of like, I hate everybody, I hate everything, like Raptalia is like grabbing onto him, and like she's on fire, like he's on fire, so like she's grabbing onto him, like trying to bring him back, and like he eventually like comes back to consciousness, like, oh, hold on a second, what is that noise? And he sees her on him, like, oh wow, I'm glad I was able to bring you back, master. Like, oh, okay, cool. And so like, you know, he's like, oh no, she's on fire. He has the power to heal because he's a support character, so he can do that. He heals her a couple times, she never gets back up. And then he goes, well, all right, we can't worry about that right now, the dragon's about to kill us. So he has to light the shield back on fire. He goes up to attack it. Philo's not dead. So Philo bursts out of his intestines, and it's like, all right, everything's cool. So that was the rage.
They end up killing this zombie
dragon? The zombie dragon.
Okay.
Also, you know, they're like, all right.
Why? So he has the shield. He can't attack with the shield?
The shield is not able to attack. That's the number one thing about the shield hero. He is a support character, so he can heal, he can defend, he's like a tank, but he can't attack. So he finally gets a weapon
to attack for himself. So he can't. No. So basically, it's just when the shield goes on fire, he just has to block the attacks to make the other people go on fire.
Yeah, exactly. So the fire, they have to hit him. Captain
America says otherwise. Yo, the shield is used as a weapon.
He can't do it. He can't do it. That's
just throw the shield.
Yeah, he gets a shield block, a little bit of a bash, and that's about it. So he can't kill anyone.
You can just put the shield on fire and just charge him.
Yeah, that's what he ends up doing. That's what he ends up doing with it. So like he never had that power before, but like, you know,
it's the upgrade.
We mean just give him a quick check.
Yeah,
just hold this shield. Just give him a quick
yeah. But if you're fighting a dragon, you know, you need somebody with a sword. Like, let's be honest.
True, but I'm like anybody is trying to attack him.
Yeah. Yeah,
you're saying like the shield can't be used to attack anybody, just like, yo, just a regular jabroni coming after you, just like, back up. Yo,
but like,
back up.
These enemies he attacks, like he needs to level up in order to defeat these like waves of destruction, right? And this is like hundreds of enemies coming at you. So like checking a couple of enemies ain't gonna help. But like him and
how are you supposed to defeat a wave of enemies with just a shield?
Yeah, the 4 heroes are supposed to come together and defeat the enemies, but the problem is they all hate each other. So like they're supposed to come together and do it, but like they're all like in the video game mode, like, okay, I'm gonna go level up and go do my thing, I'm gonna like use my squad, but like, nah, we don't even need you, shield hero. So like they kind of dismiss him, and so they all
how is he leveling up?
Because so he had to get a slave, and then Raptalia levels up because she can attack and he'll keep her alive, so he's basically like a healer.
So he gets experience points from healing the other people.
Yeah, he gets experience points, but he doesn't get as much because he doesn't get the kill. So he has to do like twice as much work as everybody else. It's interesting. I don't like that at all. I don't like that at all.
Huh? Does he get points for protecting Reptilia?
Yeah. He
like
does get
acting as their shield.
Yeah, he does. Like at the very end of the whole even like dragon thing, you can see like the experience points in his little comment box in the bottom left. It's like, okay, you got this much experience. You've gained purple stone or whatever like that. And it's like, dude, this is a video game.
You're telling me I can't even give people a quick heat check? Just bow with my shield, like, let me at him.
That's how it goes. Yeah, I like Shield Hero because they did him dirty the entire anime, and like he finally gets back at them all. It's so gratifying to see him just like redeem himself. Oh man, that's that one. That was a full rage.
Yeah.
But I'll rank that one as my number 3 because we're doing that.
Let me attack with my shield. Let me attack with my shield. That's all I gotta say. You give me a shield, I want to fight with it. If need be. We saw what Cap could do.
I don't even think he can throw it. I don't think he has the option. I think he's tried to take it off before, and it's literally just stuck to his arm. Like I don't think he can actually take it off.
All right, that's
yeah.
Yeah. Quick check. Give me strap the shield to my arm, and I'm swinging that shield at people.
It's like when you play Kingdom Hearts for the first time, the original, and they let you get the the magic wand, the sword, or the shield, it ain't nobody going to grab that dang shield. Who's going to run around?
Right.
You got a sword and a wand going through. Why are you going to grab a shield? Come on, man.
Exactly.
Nobody chooses the shield hero. That's what everyone says in the show. Yeah.
If you're telling me I can't attack with the shield, what's the point?
Right.
But you didn't get the choice.
Let me attack and defend.
You didn't get the choice.
My number 2.
Get it.
I always go back to this anime because I love this anime. Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works. Very last battle when Shiro versus the King of Heroes. Basically,
Is it the King of Heroes?
Yep, the King of Heroes. So basically, it's that blonde dude who can summon up blades out of nowhere, and he can just have his blades come at you lightning quick. And Shiro, he's like a nothing mage. He's gonna end up being Archer in the future, but he's a nothing mage. He's just like shouldn't even be in that fight. But the King of Heroes, he has all these ultimate phantasms. He has all these he has knowledge of all of these different attacks and weapons, and that's why he's good against any other hero. But he can't go against Shiro because Shiro's whole thing is he's an imitator. His whole thing is like his whole power is that he can make all of these different blades come out of nowhere that other heroes used to have. And so like because the King of Heroes, basically he always relied on just taking from every other hero, but he never mastered a single blade. He never mastered a single way to fight. Shiro, basically, because he can make all of these blades and he can have his blades attack the King of Heroes, because this dude's not a master, everything that he does is just like ripping off of somebody else. Shiro is the perfect fighter for him. If it was anybody else, the King of Heroes would beat him. If it was any other legendary hero, it would beat Shiro because that they could just beat him with their one move. But Shiro just keeps coming at him. So basically, this dude's throwing everything at him, and Shiro's just basically like, "Hold up, no, I was born for this fight. Like I was getting my ass kicked on every other fight. Everybody else had to save me, but this one's me, and you the baddest of them, so I'm gonna take you." And like basically everything the King of Heroes throws at him, Shiro's blocking it. Shiro's just getting more powerful every single time he blocks it. He's coming for him. He's like, you know what? You ain't gonna hide behind all these blades that are coming at you. You're gonna fight. So he's coming at him with the actual sword. He starts dual wielding, and then basically just like the King of Heroes, he's going for his lance. He's like, oh, I'm gonna kill you as he's running up to me. And as he's going for his lance, Shiro goes and cuts his arm off. Just like, nope, you ain't good enough. To say he's like the King of Heroes is basically like, okay, fine. Like he steps back. He's like, okay, I'm gonna give you this one. He was like, Shiro was like, where you going? You ain't leaving this fight alive. Just there, slices him up his torso. Doesn't get the kill shot though. And the King of Heroes like, oh, bet you ran out of mana. So all your magic's gone, blah, blah, blah. So now I'm gonna handle you with the rest of mine. You almost had this victory. How's it feel? Almost have this victory. I'm gonna take it from you. But all of a sudden, the Holy Grail basically like starts to consume the King of Heroes, and like, cause he's basically lost. So the King of Heroes was like, nah, I ain't going. He tries to throw this like metal whip around Shiro's arm, and he's trying to use Shiro as an anchor so he can pull himself out of the grip of the Holy Grail. And all of a sudden, Archer sits there and he talks to Shiro, and he was just like, Shiro was like, I'll cut my arm off before I let you survive. You ain't taking this. And Archer was all cool and whatnot. He was like, yeah, you can do whatever you want. Just move over to the left a little bit. He was like, what? Moves over to the left. All of a sudden, arrow from out of nowhere. You don't even know where he's shooting it from. He's miles away. Hits the King of Heroes dead in the head. Dude knows exactly who hit him. He's like, you Archer, basically. And he ends up dying. And like the reason why that's epic is because not only did Shiro realize and rage out and realize his true potential in just that one fight, but Archer is Shiro in the future. So his future self even I wouldn't say raged out because he was too cool about it, but technically helped his younger self to like finish off his hero. So he had two powers going after this one dude. You know what I'm saying?
Why would you step to the left? Why would you what? Yo, my enemy just told me to move left. All right.
No. Archer and Shiro are the same person. Shiro was getting attacked, and he had the metal whip around him, and his enemy was trying to climb out with that metal whip.
Okay.
So Archer talked to Shiro, and he told him to move off to the left. So Shiro sat there and was like, "Where are you coming from?" And like when he moved, an arrow whizzed past his head and hit his enemy.
I get it. Okay. All right, that makes more sense.
I'm still trying to figure out why is the King of Heroes? The King of Heroes is a bad guy.
Yeah.
The King of Heroes is a bad guy. All in Fate Stay Night, everybody that's supposed to be good is bad. Like the preacher that's supposed to be, he's supposed to be impartial to the whole thing. He's actually got something that he's doing and everything like that. And he's hella evil. Like everybody that you think is supposed to be good is actually hella bad. So the King of Heroes, he's horrible.
Yeah, you know what they say is like absolute power corrupts absolutely. So like every single time there's somebody in power and it seems like an anime, it's like nah, that guy or girl is
that supposed to be like a reveal, or like do you know from jump the King of Heroes is evil? Like do they like set that up?
Right from jump, he's kind of a douche, so you kind of like, oh, there's something up with him.
Why does the Holy Grail like pull him? Like I know you said like he's basically defeated, but wouldn't the Holy Grail wait until he was actually defeated before it started pulling him in?
I haven't seen the whole series in years. When I did the recap of this, I just kind of looked up the fight and watched the fight. I forget exactly why the Holy Grail pulls him.
Mm-hmm.
They had done something where they had messed up the integrity of the war. So because they had did that or whatever, that's why like everything was kind of falling apart. Like almost every single Fate Stay Night, except for maybe the original, the Holy Grail War is not actually supposed to take place when it takes place. Like they're always kind of manipulating it to take place earlier than it should be. So the first one happened in like the 80s or some crap like that. Or like the 80s and 90s is when it's supposed to be like happening. And then the second one, Unlimited Blade Works, they kind of like, I believe they kind of rushed into it. It wasn't supposed to happen, but they did something shady to make it happen. So I think like that had some, I forget the whole story. I forget exactly what was going on with it, but I think something like that is the reason why he ended up getting pulled in.
Gotcha.
That's number 2.
Yeah, I guess we go back to be my bad. Like one of my favorite rage moments. I'm gonna go ahead. Oh, definitely another one of my favorites. It's Obito versus the Hidden Miss Ninja and Naruto Shippuden.
Ooh,
and I have this just because this is the turning point of Obito becoming evil, becoming like modern respond, becoming evil, because Obito, like everybody thinks Obito's dead at this time, and because he got the rock crushed on him, which technically he should be dead, but hey, plot no jutsu, we need to survive. And so he has half of his body like sort of with cells of the first Hokage, and Zetsu's attached to him, and he's letting him know like, oh yeah, he's like working his strength back up, and then all of a sudden White Zetsu's like, yo, Kakashi and that ring girl that you like so much, they're in trouble, and so he's going to the battlefield, and like Rin got captured by the Hidden Miss Ninja. Kakashi's rescuing her back, and Obito gets to the battlefield, and all he sees is Kakashi give Rin that Chidori, or the lightning blade, straight to the heart. And it's just like, man, but that's how Rin dies. So Obito watches the woman he loves get killed by his best friend, and he doesn't understand what's going on. All of a sudden, he just goes into an instant rage mode, and that's when he unlocks his Kamui eye, and then he screams at the rage. He's like, yo, he's like, what the hell is this place? And he's just like, and the Hidden Miss Ninja turn is just like, yo, who is he? Like, yo, some type of reinforcement. So I feel like the dude throws the shuriken at Obito, and like Bakamui's activates, so it just goes right through. And like, I don't know what they thought that happened, but like there's these two Hidden Miss Ninjas off in the background, and they're gonna try to run to go after Rin. And Kakashi and Obito was like, hell no. And he just runs first. He uses Kamui to run through every single of the Hidden Miss Ninjas and attack the two ninjas that are going towards Kakashi and Rin. Like he threw a wooden spike at him because he has the first Hokage cell. So now he has wood power. So he threw the wooden spike at him and killed him. And then he did some type of jutsu where the wood expanded while it's already inside that dude's body. And just like all the hidden miss ninja that were there just got completely wiped out. And then one thing's like he's pummeling this one dude, and like all the hidden miss ninjas try to come jump in the air and like stab him with your sword. But since he Kamo is active, all their blades go through Obito, and they stab their own guy. He's just like, get the F off me. And he just like completely wheels like, and like this is probably for me, in my opinion, this is like one of the darkest scenes in Naruto Shippuden. And it was completely like the sky, like he killed them so much, like all the year, like it started raining blood. You saw the moon turn red, and it's just like, and that's like the turning point where Obito just like goes from like the good Obito, where it's like the one to help all the elderly, and then like the hero of the like a hidden leash over to just like, nah, F it all. I'm changing this world. I don't want to live in a world where Rin's not alive. It's not a real world anyways. And it's like it sets it off. And it's like just to see that match that like, oh, not it's not even really much of a match because like it was just a massacre. For me, that was just like that was literally probably for me like the darkest scene of all of Naruto. But I was just like, wow, the way he just lost control and just killed those hidden miss ninja. It was amazing. I love that scene so much. Like I go back to that and watch. Like I love that scene so much because they just got worked. Like there's one, oh, my favorite moment, all of that. Like he's running after Lee Shinobi, like not Lee Shinobi, Miss Shinobi. And he like punches him in the gut, smacks him into the ground, but he smacks him so hard that the body bounces off of concrete. It bounces off the rocks. Like a body bounced off the rock. Then he catches it, knees him to the face, and breaks off his hidden miss the hidden miss mask. And he, like Obito just goes off. Like that's just my favorite scene ever because it's like, yo, how hard you have to hit a body that it bounces off a rock.
Yo,
like that was crazy.
Yeah,
that was wild for me.
Yeah, do you notice how like they make the wood jutsu just like it's super overpowered? Like wood makes more wood.
The first Hokage is OP.
Yeah. It's like, dang,
yo,
man.
His cells got used for everything.
Right.
Yep.
But yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
I do love that scene.
Yeah. Ren dying was sad. I was like, why she gotta go like that?
I'm mad because they showed it like 5 or 6 times like throughout Naruto. It's like, oh, you're gonna kill her again, like Uncle Ben? Dang.
I mean, the most overplayed scene in Naruto is it's gonna be Sasuke and Naruto on the Valley of the End from the original series, and then also Itachi going back like the night he massacred the Uchiha.
They play that so much.
That flashback, they flashback those two scenes every single time, especially in the original Naruto. Like they cut down on that in like Shippuden, but in the original Naruto, like they flash back to that so many times.
Oh my goodness, that's wild. All right, I'm up. So my next breaking point comes from Kuroko's basketball, or Kuroko no basketball, if you like the Japanese name. So this one,
I haven't seen it, but like in my heart, I feel like you pronounced that wrong. I haven't seen that, but I feel like in my heart you pronounced that
wrong. Kiriko, whatever. His other name is Tetsu, and that one I know I can pronounce. So,
all right,
boom. Anyways, it's actually not him. It's Iomane. He's a character. He's one of like Kiriko's basketball is an anime about seven boys who are in high school, and each of them are like super talented in basketball, and they're called the next generation miracles of next generation. But anyways, they're all skilled in a particular thing, whether it be shooting, passing, leaping ability, just overall skill. But anyways, it's kind of like a shonen, like that's like their power compared to everyone else who's just like a regular basketball player. So there's Iomane, who is basically like the best player out of all of them. Like he's just super good, but he plays at like, I don't know, I'd maybe say like 70% of his potential, because he hasn't gone against someone who is like good enough to actually challenge him. So he's in this game against Kagame and Tetsu, who's also Kyoko, because you guys don't like the way I say Kyoko. But so Tetsu and Kagame, they actually get the upper hand on him because like they're working together. They're also part of the Generation of Miracles, those two. So it's 2 Generation Miracles versus 1. And they get the upper hand on him. And like he's just sitting there. Someone gets fouled, so they're shooting a free throw shot. And he's just sitting there standing just like what's happening? Like, why am I getting overpowered? Like, what's wrong with me? And then it just dawns on him. He's like, since when have I not been playing to my full ability and all this stuff? And like, he just like, he snaps. And their way of snapping in this show is called going into the zone. So in the anime, like their eyes will tweak and like there'll be like a spark. And each player, when they go into the zone, it's only the Generation Miracles who have this ability. Their like zone color in their eye, they each have their own specific color. And his was blue. Island's was blue. So he like snaps, and everyone could like sense like a change in the atmosphere on the court, but like no one really knew it. And then once he got the ball after the free throws went in, and he got the ball, and then Kagame and Tetsu went to play defense on him again, and like he turned and looked at them, and they could like see the spark in his eye, and all of a sudden in a flash he was by them. Like his speed increased, his shooting ability increased, like everything about him increased, and he just overtook them. And there was a crowd watching, and it was like, holy crap. And then all the Generation of Miracle kids who were in the stands watching that particular game, it was a playoff game, they're like, oh snap, he's entered the zone. And like it was just like, and the way he did it, it was so cool because like he had like kind of like a cool gangster song that went along with it, and it was like super cool. He was awesome. But yeah, that was his rage moment that he just transformed. There was obviously it's not like a fighting one, so there was like no super cool power up or anything like that. But because I like basketball, that was like hit home. I was like, that's definitely an ill rage moment because I could relate, sort of, kind
of. Nice.
Basketball rage was when you get fouled, hit that and one. And one.
Well, he does throughout the rest
Shaq.
of the thing. Like that's true. He brings down the whole thing. But with his rage moment, like I said, his shooting ability increased. So he would do like when he's like pushed out of bounds, he'd shoot from behind the hoop and it'd go in. He'd make those kind of shots.
We're talking about NBA Jam type shots. Like
right.
from half court, he's on fire.
Yep. And then he'd do moves where he just holds the ball like this in his hand and he just chucks it and it goes off the backboard in. Yeah, his rate when he hit.
You can't just throw a basketball at the backboard; it just goes in. I can see if you told me this was like Space Jam was like the arm rusher, but you're not throwing a basketball directly at the backboard; it just goes in. The laws of physics don't allow that.
Right. Hey, he put some good spin on the ball too.
That's his rage moment.
Yeah.
But
sounds like Damian Lillard and LeBron all wrapped into one. Just end of the game looking at you like this.
A little bit of Steph Curry in there.
Physics on that one.
I mean,
there's a little bit of everybody in it. And definitely.
That's like an explanation. That's
even out of the realm of anime physics for me. All right. if you throw in the object if you're throwing the basketball off the backboard, it doesn't just fall right into the net. Especially if you told me he chucked it.
I know you have a better chance of breaking the backboard. Like
exactly. That would have been what's this? I would have loved that. If he was just like so OP that would just destroy the hoop.
Whoa. Like Shaq.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
Respect, Shaq. We want to see you on the show one day. That'd be cool.
Yeah, we get a reaction video. He'd be like, yo, seen you guys. You guys are doing real big things. Talking about me sometimes.
He'll send us a couple pizzas, Papa John's.
Yeah, I got the shakaroni.
The shakaroni.
That's me raging. Did you see me in Shaq Fu? Shaq Fu, I rage too.
Oh gosh. Shaq Fu.
All right. We'll get to my breaking point for Naruto. Another Naruto Shippuden rage moment. This is Naruto Shippuden, episode 166, Confessions, but it spills over into episode 167. This is, all right, backdrop. Naruto's fighting Pain. Pain has destroyed the Leaf Village. Yeah.
Oh, I know this one.
All right, Pain has destroyed the Leaf Village. Everybody's dead. Just like regular people. How about that? All those people are dead. Naruto
wasn't just regular people. It wasn't just regular people. There was definitely some key ninjas that got. Definitely some key ninjas that got.
Yeah. Also, the person in the story gets got. Oh man, but yeah, he's impaled into the ground, even his hands, and so Naruto's number one girl comes up and tries to save his life. Hinata, she comes up, she tries to face Pain. It's painful to watch because she does not stand a chance against Pain. Even
I give her props though.
Yeah, I give her props. She hit him in the face one time. And even Naruto was like, like on the ground. Like, what? So, like, she gets thrown into the air. She gets beat up. She gets pummeled, essentially. And then, like, she is, like, crawling toward him. And I love how Pain's just looking at her like, yo, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, can you see how pointless this is? And so, like, she finally gets to him and, like, grabs the little spike through his arms, or through his hands. And, like, Pain was like, no, you're not going to get him. And so he throws her in the air. She hits the ground, body almost lifeless, but she moves a little bit. And so he's like, all right, you know what? We're going to put an end to this right now. Takes another spike.
I really thought she was dead. I thought she was
dead. Yeah. Every single time her body hits the ground. It happens twice, I think. She still lives. I don't get it. But he takes a spike, takes it, boom, right through her. They actually don't show that because, but they show the blood leaking out of her. And Naruto is just looking at her like, what just happened? And that is the absolute moment. Not when everyone dies, not when he shows up to the leaf and everything's gone, but when she dies, he goes into rage mode. Like,
I mean, she isn't dead, but we just think she is. I thought he thinks she is.
She wasn't. I mean, she gets up after the fight because he resurrects everybody anyway. But I'm not sure if she's dead or not because I actually don't remember the part where she gets back up.
I don't think she actually died.
All right. Well, good. good job, Hinata. Not dying. That's props on you. But like,
Google is our friend.
Yeah,
we can verify this.
We shall verify. But there's a dark cloud. Sakura and I think Kakashi were watching Naruto, and they see this whole thing.
Kakashi's dead.
Kakashi's dead. Who's up? There's another ninja. I'm sorry.
Kakashi actually died.
Sonata.
I watched it. Sonata?
Sonata doesn't die.
A Hyundai Sonata? We talking about right now?
No, Sonata. Tsunade doesn't die.
Tsunade?
No, I'm saying she was watching it.
I watched this thing this morning. I don't remember seeing her, but all right. So at least Sakura was there.
Yeah.
All right.
Tsunade was like she used too much of her power. She was like hurt.
She was old and brittle.
Yeah, she ended up being old and brittle.
Yeah,
she used too much power. Yeah, but Pain never killed her. He just really injured her bad. Kakashi definitely died. Kakashi definitely died.
All right. Anyways, at least Sakura's there. So Sakura and
Ninja for what? At least Sakura's there.
She needs to observe. All right. So there's this beam of light. Everything turns black, and then Naruto, like all the spikes just fly at his body, and he completely transforms into like full Nine Tails, essentially. Right? This is Rage Nine Tails. This isn't good Nine Tails. Like, ugly, cuddly bear Nine Tails that we got, in Boruto. Like Kurama. This is Kurama. But like he goes so rage that he actually takes the necklace and breaks it, right? And so he doesn't want to be locked up anymore, and he goes toe to toe with Pain, and just like completely wrecks him. Like there was no coming back from this. After this beatdown, he has like the universal push and pull, and like he tries to take him, he tries to contain him and seal him into like the ball in the sky, and like Rage was not having it. And so like he eventually comes back down, calms himself back down after like, he thrashes his body, and he's like, all right, we're good. We brought it back, and that was that.
I
moment.
mean, that was because of the seal the fourth put inside of him in every case that ever happened. So the fourth Hokage brought him back.
Yeah.
Wasn't his? I was gonna say that was his dad that brought him back.
That was his dad. Yeah. But like, he didn't go like full version 19, but like he definitely went 19 years of rage mode. But then it's just like it didn't start off immediately at 9. It kept growing each passing moment because like they kept coming back to Yamato, and it's like he had this number on his hand and it kept growing each time. The pain was getting
got to
messed
8.
up.
I think.
Like
I think he got to 8.
I love like things so like I both like and dislike that scene for me because like I like seeing just because of the action and just like how like pain was getting worked over with the 90s, but also for some reason it was just like the moment they actually started the Fox started actually doing the battle, they kept switching and they changed the animation like midway through and for that battle, and it was just like then they brought it back to the regular animation. I'm just like, well, what was the point of that? What was it? I like the reason why like I don't understand why they changed animation specifically for that fight scene, and then went back to the regular fight scene instead of just keeping it the same animation all the way through. Like it felt weird to me. It threw me off.
Yeah, I think it was supposed to like underline the intensity because even in the episode like 166, like Confessions, right? Like they're trying to underline like their relationship and like how much Hinata was like ride or die for him, like before she actually gets like impaled, not killed. And like half of that episode is like their childhood flashbacks, and it's like really kind of irritating to me. But like I understand it because they're trying to build up on this, and like okay, she gets it because she goes like right before she actually gets like thrown in the air and everything. It's like because like why would you try so hard? And she goes, well, that's my ninja way. That's my nindo. Right? And he goes, oh, you're doing this for me. It's like, no, duh, obviously she's doing it for you. Like, come on, man. It's like Naruto didn't even realize that. And so it was like,
and he still didn't realize that you still episode 166 500 or like how many episodes 400 plus episodes later still doesn't realize
that's true.
still
that's
not
true.
with her not to.
yeah. It was by convenience. I think they really wanted to make an OP child, so they were like, yo, Boruto's next. We got him. Also, that
like Boruto's OP.
I dislike. I hate Boruto. Like it's.
I've like I said, I've only watched the first couple of episodes, but I've been reading the manga right now.
I mean, the manga.
Eventually, I mean, you're going to eventually he'll get to being like in that status, but right now he's not.
He's too strong. He's too strong for what he's supposed to be. Like he's not supposed to be as strong as Sasuke and Naruto. Like he's in that fight with one of the aliens or whatever. And like,
oh, he's definitely not as strong as it, but
he's not. But he's at the fight.
But even in the movie, like the only of course, same with like Naruto. Like they both have that headstrongness where it's like they're always going to run to like where the battle is. But even then, the only reason why Boruto got that hit off because his Rasengan disappears.
Yeah.
But
it's also like I feel like they also nerfed Sasuke and they nerfed Naruto to like they reduced their power because they're not. I don't feel like they're as strong as they were in Shippuden. Like it seems like
for me that's like
everybody else.
That's kind of like a common theme, but in my opinion, I think that's like a common theme going on with the Naruto's. Like they nerf like the adults' powers to make it a point like it's the kids' turn now. Like the kids got to be the ones to like help start with the problem because even from Naruto the original to the Naruto like Shippuden, it's like you see some of the kind of like nerf like really some of the adult ninjas, and like they don't really get a space like that. Like really, like aside from like Kakashi and Guy, you don't really see much from like the other adult like teachers. Like Kurenai doesn't really do much. I mean, they gave Asuma his one arc. They gave Asuma.
But they also killed him too.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Right.
So it's like they put emphasis for the kids. They gave him that arc.
Who was the name of the sensei that got bit in the shoulder and captured by Orochimaru? I forget her name.
You call Anko? Yo, she's trash.
She totally deserved like a redemption arc and never got it. I feel like she never got it.
She's not a character. She's not important. Yo, she came in through acting like she was tough when they did the Chunin exams. And then she had that one moment with Orochimaru, and then you never saw her again until you had that. And again, this is why I don't like for me, the worst episode of Naruto I've ever seen was that filler episode with her, Ino, Naruto, and Shino going to some island to find because they think Sasuke's there, but it's like some like aqua monster. Yo, this is one of the worst episodes of Naruto I've ever seen in my life. That thing was, and that look at that squad: Anko, Ino, Shino, Naruto.
They're not a good squad. They wanted
and
to
I
put
love
an
Shino. Like that was just that's not a good like cohesive squad right there. That's like so three different personalities. They just don't mesh well.
No, yep. Not at all.
But yeah, there was no need to give Anko no backstory. For what?
There was no reason to have her in the show. That's what my point was, because like if you cut her out of the show, nothing changes. Like, oh wow, he has a curse mark. That's what her purpose in the show.
Her significance was to be Orochimaru's disciple.
Yeah.
And then in Shippuden, they used her to bring Orochimaru back. Because Sasuke took Orochimaru from her. That was her significance.
Yeah. It didn't work for me. That was that. But yeah.
It was subtle.
That was my number 2. Naruto transformation. That was good. I like it.
All right, let's move into everyone's number 1. All right, so I'm gonna keep mine simple. I'm just gonna go with a classic. Avatar: The Last Airbender, when Aang faces the Fire Lord.
Ooh.
Basically, Aang, like if you look at what heroes always do, and it's always the downfall of the hero, which pisses me off, is they're too virtuous to kill anybody, right? It happened in Black Panther when he first had Killmonger, when they were doing that little when they were doing the battle for the throne. T'Challa actually has him in the beginning, and he doesn't kill him. He tries to get him to yield, and that's when Killmonger gets the upper hand and then almost kills T'Challa. Same thing here. Aang's been preparing for this. Obviously, the Fire Lord's been waiting to try to fight Aang. He's really wanted to find him, whatever. He finally catches him. Fire Lord's going crazy. He has the upper hand the whole fight because Aang is just basically playing defense. He's throwing his lightning bolts, and he hits Aang, and Aang's about to redirect it. And if he points it at the Fire Lord, it's over. And he doesn't want to kill him, so he points it off to the side. And basically, that was it for Aang in his regular mode, because the Fire Lord just goes in on him, all the way to the point where Aang has to just basically huddle up in a whole bunch of rocks and just duck the cover. Fire Lord's going, hits him with a hard blast. All of a sudden, Aang's falling back. His point on his tattoo ends up getting hit by a rock or whatever. He ends up getting impaled on a rock a little bit, and that point gets activated, and all the Avatar spirits just go off at once, and Aang is completely possessed by them. And all of a sudden, you get to see how ill the Avatar actually is. He has every element just working as a force field around him. Like the Fire Lord never should have stood a chance, never will not stand a chance as long as Aang is feeling like this. And Aang just basically chases him around the freaking the battlefield, just like destroying things, picking up rocks and elements like they were nothing, using boulders like they were machine guns, and just going off after the Fire Lord, destroying everything until Aang finally just gets tired of it, and the Fire Lord is running away, and he was just like, nope, takes away his the fire coming out of his legs, wraps him up, throws him on the ground, puts him in, has the rocks come in to basically put him in shackles, and he was about to off him. All the spirits of the Avatar start talking at the exact same time, passing judgment on him, and they whip a piece of fire all the way out, like I don't know, like 2 miles long, just basically to come down at one point just to kill this dude. And Aang finally stops it. And like when he reached all that power, even though to end it, Aang ends up taking the Fire Lord's bending power away and whatever, and they kind of ended a nice way for like a kid show. But Aang was about to get in that ass. Like Aang was. there was no power on earth that was strong enough to beat Aang when he was ready for that. Like he had all the Avatars, all their knowledge out of all these years and everything like that, basically in all their rage, because every Avatar that died at the hands of like whatever, and him being the last potential Avatar, if he gets killed before the next one's en route to get to being resurrected, this could be the end of the Avatar line. It was over.
That was actually a pretty epic battle scene.
Well, I mean, I let it slide because I love the show, but we all know
Yeah.
Avatar ain't no anime though.
I know. I was gonna say so. I love Avatar, but like Avatar,
It's definitely
I
not.
want an
Definitely
episode.
not an anime.
Yeah, I love it. I
I
love
love
an
it.
episode because like I want to make it. I want to make an episode called "I Can't Believe It's Not Anime," and Avatar was gonna be like a nice feature. So we can look forward to that one day. Because I
That's
really
the best
do.
y'all
Avatar is
getting
not.
out of me.
Avatar
Don't
definitely
play with
not
me. That's the
anime.
best y'all getting out of me. Shoot.
That's okay. That's okay. It's an awesome
You say
scene.
that's
It's
the
a
best we get. Although I will say, like that was. I mean, for me, like that was predictable. You knew he was gonna go into an Avatar state at some point. Like if we're gonna talk about Avatar, like my better rage moment is when the sand people muzzled Appa. And he said, "You
Oh,
muzzled Appa." It's like, nope. He didn't even have all the abilities yet. He just went straight immediately into Avatar and created that freaking sand tsunami, and he was going to kill them all. I really wanted to see that. And then Katara comes in and stops. Like that's still like one of the one was like, yeah, I hated Katara. I was like, yo, Katara, just let him go off. They done kidnapped Appa. They kidnapped Appa and they muzzled him. They're like, yo, let Aang go off just for a little bit. Give him a little bit. Nah, man. Like I wanted to see what Aang would have done, but it's just like, no, let me pull you back down, bring you back down. I was like, come on, let him go off. Let him go off. I wanted it was like they muscled Appa. They need to pay. Like, nah, I dare you. I wanted to see him go off.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why mine is better, because at the end of the day, he gets to go off. Like, you talking about, I wanted to see him. Like, he was like, all right, well, no, I'm going off now.
But it's still not an anime though.
Yeah, hey, whatever.
No,
I'm still saying
but it's
my
just like,
team's better.
but like that. The thing is like, but you expect him like it's Fire Lord Ozai, like the main antagonist of the show. So it's just like, yeah, if you don't go for Avatar State, then
that's any fight at the end of when they find the whole reason why you prepare for it is when you finally get to the final boss is you get to use all your power. So like, yeah, you could say it's obvious, but obviously if it's the last fight and he's gonna use all of his power, he's gonna rage
I like
out.
that because I like when he went against the Sandbender because this time he was actually like pissed. But like Fire Lord Ozai is like, that's just the main battle. You got to go full power to fight him. With this one, Aang was actually pissed that they muzzled Appa, and he was just like, all that. He's like, you guys are going to pay. He's like, you guys are going to pay, and they would have if Katara didn't get in the way. And they, damn Katara.
You know what makes me mad about Avatar, like The Last Airbender? It's like he has air power, right? So like he could literally just suck the air out of anyone's lungs and be like, all right, that's done.
He's not a killer.
No. You don't have to kill him doing that. You don't have to kill him to do that. You can knock somebody out by taking the air away. Like that's the easiest way.
That's kind of lethal.
That's the same thing as when Katara became a bloodbender.
Yeah.
So she legit was the most powerful character. She could just take your blood. She could do whatever she wanted with your blood. She could use you as a puppet if she wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But she was like the illest.
She did that one time during the full moon. I mean, they explain it in Korra, but
yeah, I would love to see like a darker version of Avatar, like Avatar: The Last Badass or something. You know, like just going crazy. Nah, we don't do that. All right. Nickelodeon and these kids shows, man.
I'm against that.
You're against that? Oh, come on.
Well,
you don't want
that
to see
that name.
That
name. That name. But like if they did something like that in the realm of like the Avatar realm, whereas like it was more geared towards like teens, it was darker. I think it'd be pretty cool to see that kind of executed.
Yeah, like an evil Avatar, you know, and like that.
I don't know if I was going evil, but
I mean, like someone.
Yeah, just not as kid friendly. Like they got to make tougher choices.
Yeah,
and sometimes it's not always right. But here we go for my last one. I mean, definitely one high key might be. I don't know if it might be my favorite anime. It might be my favorite anime moment, but it's going to be. Y'all know I love my Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. And I could have gone, stick with my, of course, Edward going against Show Tucker when he beat his ass because you know how much I hate it. But I'm actually gonna go with Colonel Mustang versus Envy. And that is definitely one of my favorite moments in anime ever because it's just like everybody like they're ganging up, all the gangs going together. trying to go after father, and MB's blocking their door path, and then Colonel Mustang is like, he's already tired as it is, and he's just like, yo, he's like, I was like, before he's like, yo, before we get through this, like, I want to answer this question: who killed Mace Hughes? We already talked about Mace Hughes in previous episodes. You know how much I love Mace Hughes. Mace Hughes is one of my favorite. He was epic, but he got early, so we're trying to figure out. And so Colonel Mustang, like throughout the whole series leading up to this point, he's trying to figure out who killed Mace Hughes. And the homunculus, like they would never, or the homunculi would never answer his questions. And so MB finally is like, yo, he's like, you're looking at him, you finally found your culprit. And Colonel Mustang's just like, he's like, it's hard to believe someone like May Hughes would lose to a punk like you. And then like if MB's powers, like he can do shapeshift, he can shapeshift into stuff. And so MB's less like, yeah, maybe, but it's like you think I'm a fool? He's like, I would call fool this. And so I forgot the exact words, but basically he finds like you find out not only did Envy kill Hughes, like the way he was able to kill Hughes is because he transformed into Hughes's wife and murdered him as his wife. And so when Mustang sees that, yo, you can see the instance, like his eyes go from like shocked to immediately pissed, like the dark anime, the pissed anime eyes. And it's just like from that moment on, Mustang is a completely different person. He's just like, yo, your first mistake was actually confessing to what you did. Your second mistake was them boasting about it. And from that moment on, Colonel Mustang is just like in his complete rage. And so funny, like everybody else is just like, he's like, yo, y'all can go on ahead. I'll take care of this myself. And so everybody's just like, yo, you heard him. They're trying to walk away. And so Envy blocks the path. He's just like, yo, I don't remember saying y'all can leave. And while Envy's talking, before he can even finish his sentence, Mustang burns him in the eye. He burns him right in the mouth. And he's just like, nah, he's like, yo, don't take your eyes off of me. Don't take your eyes off of me. And so he just lining him up. And so Envy's trying to run, and Mustang goes after him. And then Mustang's lieutenant, Riza, she's going after them as well. And so there's a part, like this is one of my favorite scenes, because like Riza finds out and she meets up with Mustang. And so they're walking down the hallway and they're below in the sewers or whatever. Something like to where they're underground. And so they're walking in the hall, and then Riza pulls a gun to the back of Mustang's head. And he's like, yo, what's going on? She's like, nah. She's like, he's like, yo, what are you doing? It's like, who are you pulling your gun on? She's like, who? She's like, yeah, it's funny you would say who. She's like, when we're alone, it's like when it's just him and I. The colonel calls me by my first name, Riza. And so Envy reveals himself. She's like, damn it, you guys are that close. And she's like, nah, I was just lying. But thank you for revealing yourself and falling for that trick. And so she's shooting him with the gun. And I don't know, like, Riza was kind of doing work a little bit. She was getting him with the guns. So Envy got pissed and was just like, nah, that's enough of that. So he grabs her with vines, picks her up, slams her, and you think he's about to like kill her. And again, this is another one for your moments. He's trying to talk. He's like, yo, I'll finish you. Then I go finish the colonel. But before he can finish colonel, all he's just is a wave of fire that blasts him to the wall. And then this is my favorite moment. Like Colonel Mustang comes up and he's just walking down the hallway, all extra slow. And he's just like, what the hell do you think you're doing to my lieutenant? And it was just like, yo, he was a beast. It's like his eyes just remained stone cold and fierce. So it's just like, I'll have one thing to do today, and that's killing you. And so he just snapping at Envy's like, whenever he starts his finger, that's fire. So then he just goes through the snapping phase. He's like, bah, 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 bah. And you can hear Envy screaming, but Mustang does not give a damn. He just snapping left and right. He's just like, and he snaps him so bad that he burns and scorches Envy's actual like human type form, and then all you see is like Envy's real form come out, like the green like little monster that he is. And it's just like, and I don't remember if I have this part correctly, but I'm pretty sure Mustang was about to light that on fire, light him on fire just like that as well. And the reason stops him, it's just like, yo, man, that's enough. So Envy like just gets rid of his own philosopher's stones and like basically ends up killing himself. But yo, Mustang had enough. Like when he finally discovered he was his killer, that was it. He's just like, nope, you going to die today. And he just lit him up literally. And that's I gone back and like I watched that scene like just so many times, just him getting lit up all the way. So beautiful. I love it.
I love that too because like he was like, I'm not gonna kill you in one explosion because you got
Yeah.
explosion magic. He's like, no, I'm gonna save her this one. And he's like, clap, 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 clap. I'm like, ooh.
And the thing was like Mustang had already burned Lust beforehand, but this went way beyond what he did to Lust. So he was just snap left and right. What are you doing?
I don't know.
Hit it. Oh, get him.
Not unusual to get love.
I kind of look like I'm directing airplanes though. Like,
I thought you was trying to break into the Carlton.
I thought he was doing the Carlton. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
No. I'm the new Chris Paul.
Oh, goodness.
Nah,
gracious.
the more you guys talk about the new Chris Paul.
Oh man.
The more you guys talk about Full Metal, I feel like I have to watch it.
I can't believe you haven't started.
I've been watching other anime, but I'm gonna get into it because you guys are making it really exciting.
Remember? Brotherhood.
Yeah, I remember.
I'll give you that.
I remember that. I guess it's my turn. So this is my last one, ladies and gentlemen. It is from Bleach. I know everybody knows Bleach. It is. Oh, I'm about to tell you right now. This is a butcher name alert. Yeah, because I'm about to butcher a name. All right, so it's
here we go.
Ichigo. That's not what I'm butchering. Versus Iliguaro.
Oh man.
What was it? How do we?
Ukiura.
Yeah. You what?
It was even in the show. They kind of pronounce it a little funny. It's hard to say. Yukiura.
Again. Yukira. Yeah, I'm just gonna call him you.
We'll go with that.
Yeah, we'll go with you.
Just stick to Espada number 4, man. Just call him
Espada number 4.
It's Ukiura. It's Ukiura, but
Espada number 4. That's what we're going with.
Espada number 4.
Ichigo is fighting against Espada number 4. All right, and this is like later in the battle. Espada number 4 has hit his final form. He's like literally unbeatable. He's been smacking Ichigo around, just like manhandling him. And then he wraps Ichigo around with his tail around his neck, and like this is just his final blow to Ichigo. He blasts him with like a zero, but not like a real zero. It was like his own version of a zero, but puts a hole in Ichigo's chest. So basically, Ichigo's dead. Like his game over, KO. Then Inoue, is that how you pronounce her name? No,
I mean sort of. Yeah, Inoue Orihime.
Inoue. I'm gonna go with Inoue.
That's cool. Yeah. That's better.
I like.
Thank you. So she comes. She catches Ichigo's lifeless body with her abilities, and she starts to try and heal him, but the man's dead. Then Ishida. Yeah. All right. He's fighting Espada. He's fighting Espada number 4, which is obviously a losing effort. So he's getting whacked around, and Inoue is trying to revive Ichigo. And like his face is just like his eyes are open, he's like lifeless, just like looking. And it's like hard to look at even in the anime. And Ishida gets like hit badly, and like you see his lifeless body, his arms already messed up, and his body just bounces off the ground. And Inoue screams out, "Save us, Ichigo!" And then all of a sudden, you hear like boom boom, like heartbeats, like boom boom, like Ichigo's coming back, and you're like, all right, like he's about to come back, powered up, boom, like it's gonna be sick. He does come back, but he does not come back in the way anyone was expecting. My boy comes back as a full OP hollow. He has the hollow mask. Yeah. He has the hollow mask. He still has his orange hair, which is, I thought was interesting. And his whole body is just like pretty much kind of similar to Espada 4. He has the hole in his chest, and like his body is white. And he still has control of the his Zangatsu. Is that pronounced that right? I feel like I did.
You
But
didn't.
anyways,
I'll
no,
let
I
you know
did.
right now. You didn't. You didn't.
Dang.
Zengetsu.
His sword.
Oh,
Senbatsu. Whatever. His
Zengetsu.
sword.
yeah.
Sengetsu. So many terms. So many. Anyways, he grabs his sword.
That mask was beast though, because it had the horns too. When it came
Yes.
out, that was a beast. That was a beast mask.
And so to go on to his rage, he just first off he could create zeros from his horns on his mask.
Zero.
And 0, 0, 0. Anyways, he can create the beams, the hollow beams. And he just straight overpowered Espada 4. And Espada 4 gets pissed because he's like, you don't understand me, and he realizes that he can't actually talk. He's just straight on fighting on pure instinct as a hollow. And he just goes in, and Espada 4 realizes he's faster than him, which he didn't expect. Like, everything about this, about a human turning into a hollow, just baffles Espada 4. Like, he just can't fully understand it. It like just bothers the crap out of him. And then the fact that he's just straight up getting overpowered. And then he finally, Ichigo in his hollow form, finally pins him down, and then he finishes him, which actually wasn't the actual finish, but he hits him with a 0, and then he was going to finish him off with his sword, but I think that's when Ishida yells at him to not do it, so he doesn't fully turn into a hollow.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that's high-key one of my funniest parts. I don't know what the hell Ishida thought he was doing. He came over, he was just like, yo, Kurosaki, that's enough. And I'm just like, bro, that ain't Kurosaki no more.
No.
Ichigo took Sengetsu and was just like, blah. It's like, get away from me. And Pale is like, that's what you get. It's like, yo, you just got healed and you just gotta, like, yo, that's enough. Blah, Ishida. But honestly, still, during that fight, though, I think one of my favorite moments was when Ukiura, like, Ichigo appeared behind Ukiura in the hollow form. Like, he tried to swing back at him. He just grabbed his arm, was like, ripped off his left arm.
Peace.
Ripped off his left. He's like, nope, I had enough of that.
Yeah, he did a lot of OP stuff. He grabbed his Espada 4's but you know
the spear?
Yeah, the beam spear. When he grabbed it, like literally just grabbed it with his bare hands and just like broke down it and just broke it. Just so many OP moments.
Yeah, when he hit him with that, and then he got to finish out, hit him with that point blank 0.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yep. Gonna destroy all my organs. It's like, yep, man, I ain't reviving this time. It's like, I ain't healing this.
He's so proud of his regeneration ability. Oh my goodness. But yeah, that was my number 1 rage moment.
I love it. I still need to rewatch Bleach because the final chapter's coming out, and like, I'm very happy about it. It's been a very long time since I've seen any Bleach, so like, gotta get back on the train. There's too many animes to watch now, and I blame you guys. I blame all of y'all.
You act like we're the ones creating it.
Facts.
Oh man. Well, this brings me to the last one, which actually I'm really excited about because I feel like I love this one. This is from Hunter x Hunter. This is Gon Adult Transformation, episode 131, Light and Anger. If you don't know about Hunter x Hunter, you should know it. We've been talking about it. Hunter x Hunter ain't new. Basically, Gon is on a journey to discover his dad, to find who his dad is. He finds out he's still alive and in the world, and he ain't coming back. But that's neither here nor there. He discovers like Nen, the abilities. He becomes a hunter. Hunters find treasures, make criminal organizations, and stop major threats. One of the major threats that they have to stop in this instance is the Chimera Ants uprising. And so Chimera ants are these things that just eat people. They used to be ants, but not anymore because they've eaten so many organisms and people that they evolve. So they get real strong. The king, Mirum, who comes up in our villains episode, is just stupidly strong, and he has 3 generals that are also stupidly strong. The one that forces this transformation is called Pito. and she like for at least like 100 episodes is like one of the most strongest, the strongest characters in like the show. Like, let's be like, she's hands down very, very strong from birth. Like the instant she's born, she comes out of the nest and she kills this dude Kite, who was Gon's mentor at the time, because they're on this island, like trying to figure out what's going on. And like Kite is like, go, you got to go now. He saves his life essentially. And so like Gon has been like searching for Pito. Like he's been getting stronger and he's ready to Beto on Pito. You know, like he's ready to get that out. But like, and so what happens is he finds her and like they battle out for like a little bit, and Gon, like she kind of finds out like Gon is like, all right, he might be a little bit stronger than like I thought he was. And so like, you know, he like breaks her arm real quick. And she goes, aren't you looking for your boy Kite? And so Gon's like, yeah. And so she goes, well, I was able to reconstruct his body because that is one of my powers. And she could do that. And so she brings him to a cave, and Gon is like, you know, ecstatic. She brings him in and she's like, all right, I have to get him away from the king because that's her job as like one of the king's bodyguards in general. And so they bring him into this like cave, and she goes, I'm not going to lie to you, Gon. His body is here, but I wasn't able to bring back his soul. And so like Gon is like extremely disillusioned, and like he's like thinking to himself like, what did you just say? Like, why aren't you healing him? You're healing yourself. Like, what's going on right now? And he's just like sitting there crying. And so she's like, I have to kill this guy right now or else he's going to be able to take out the king. She has a feeling. She doesn't really know yet. And so what happens is she says it out loud. She's like, I have to kill you because you will kill the king. And he goes, what? And so he ends up going, because Kite's dead, like, I don't care if this is the end. I still have to use everything. Like, I have to use everything. So what he does is he basically like ages himself like 15 years. And so like there's this dark energy, lots of wind blowing into the cave. And he goes from being like this little tiny kid to being like adult form. And like people don't transform in this anime. People don't do this. And so he essentially uses some of his life force to become like the most powerful being in existence, apparently like on par with the king, who's also the most powerful being in existence.
He actually was probably stronger. He was probably stronger than the king.
He actually, yeah, very much so. He was definitely stronger because like it was a momentary thing. But like, all right, so
like,
you know,
I haven't seen Hunter x Hunter, but I like I've seen that clip. And what I was confused about is just like they made him go like this gray, dark from like the dark energy, and you think he's about to like go into some evil range. But next thing you know, he's glowing. He's an adult form. He's glowing in this like yellow aura, and I'm just like, so is he evil right now? Is he raging? Or he's just like calm and collected? Like he seemed way too calm and collected.
Yo, he is very, very, very calm. He's like an eerily calm because he's actually a kind of an unstable kind of guy. Not guy, you know, he's like not unstable, but like he's a Naruto kind of character. He'll dive in head first without thinking about it. But he's very, very, very collected at this time, right? And so like, you know, Pito is like, yo, let me attack him. He's like, no, I don't want to destroy this cave, so let's go outside. And so they walk outside and she tries to attack him behind his back. And this is essentially the end of the fight because what happens, she attacks him, he dodges it, he kicks her into the air, and then he charges up his strongest attack as she's coming down. And then like, it's like at least, jump, boom, right? You know that, And so he charges it up, and on the way down, he punches her directly in the face, right? And she goes flying, like breaks through boulders, break through trees, and all this other stuff. And like that's the fight. The fight's over at that point in time. She can't fight no more, right? And so like she hits up against the wall, all beat up and everything like that. And like his boy Killua is on the way, like, oh man, I gotta save him. I can feel like a dark energy, something's going on. And like he shows up there, and like Gon is literally just beating on her lifeless skull, like just charging up fists still, punching her straight into the face. Like you see him do it at least 7 more times, and like her lifeless
continuous.
And it is just like, it's literally probably the most one-sided fight, because like, no, you don't just end it. Like he didn't even get to like really attack. Like he countered an attack and it was game over. And like he just boom, 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 just right into her face. It's like it gone. Like Killua comes over and like he's like, all right, I think that's it. Like I think this is okay. Like you're all done. And like, you know,
so which do you think is worse? Like Gon mercilessly beating on P2 or Frieza mercilessly beating on Vegeta with the back shots? Just when he had her wrapped up.
100% Gon.
I was gonna say I think Gon was
because he was beating on worse. He was beating on a dead body. Like she was already done.
Vegeta might as well have been a dead body.
Yeah,
at that boy with the back shot.
Yeah,
I haven't seen so bad.
Yeah, but like Vegeta, I mean Frieza's using like just a regular punch. Gon is charging up his strongest
to the
attack.
Kidney, though. Like, yo,
yeah.
He's giving him kidney shots.
Yeah, but he's charging up his strongest attack and punching a skull. Like,
yeah,
bah. Like it's hard to describe, man. You gotta you've seen the clip? You've seen the clip?
No, but I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that clip. I only saw the clip where he like he did the transformation. I didn't see like.
No, he beats her so badly she becomes headless.
Yeah, she's decapitated. Damn. She's decapitated.
Yeah, like
when Killua was
he's just continuously like power up, beat down, power up, beat down, power up, beat down. Like you're like they showed the like silhouette. You can see her head just being dented and then continuously and then just gone.
Damn.
Yeah, it's rough, but like at the same time, it's like he was a little mad about it, and like like I'm gonna justify it any which way, but like you know, but Pito is actually sitting there, and she's like, "Wow, I'm so glad that like he's beating up on me instead of beating up on like the king, because like you know this power would have definitely taken out the king, but now he can't use it ever again because he used his life force. He traded this to beat me instead of beating the king." So she realizes that that's like her last thought, and she ain't got no more thoughts now because she done. Game over. Yeah, but that's my number one because that transformation, it was like you can feel it. They actually do a really good job at animating it because like he turns like basically black and white, and like it's something that never happens inside of Hunter x Hunter. They don't transform. You know, no one has that power, and so it's boom. I love it. I love that. That's all I got to say about it. I don't know.
So that's everybody's top three, or everybody's three?
I mean, I didn't rank mine. Those are just some of the three of my.
He's like, I didn't rank mine. I just came out the way they came out.
Yeah, you know, like there's way too many moments. I'm just giving you like I got way more anime range ones. Those are three of ones that I really like.
I mean, if I had to give it to you, I think Mustang was definitely your favorite because I can feel the passion there. I could see it.
Yo, I'm telling you, like Mace, he was like, I needed to know who killed Hughes. And when we found out, Mustang got vengeance for everybody, all the Hughes fans.
Oof. Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So that wraps up another episode of the Anime Brothers. As always, like and subscribe. We'll have new episodes every single week.
Leave some comments.
Yeah.
Leave some comments. Tell your friends, all that. Somehow get this to Shaq. All right. Everybody, you guys take it easy. Annie out.
Annie out.
Yeah.
Peace.